Hello and welcome to Bath Spa University Academic Centre Russell Keimer. Today we're going to have some talks on emerging technology. I want to introduce my co-presenter Usman and the panelists. Hi. Hi, welcome. In you come. Have a seat. Excellent.
Hello.
Excellent. Well, welcome.
Thank you so much,
Over
Mr.
to you.
So, starting from the introduction of our panel, from my far left we have Aaron James, and then we have Kurt, and to my right hand side we have Reynolds, and to my far right we have Ronaldo. So, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. So, the topic of the discussion is human beings are becoming too reliant on digital and social media to the detriment of our physical and psychological health. So, forum is all yours now.
So, from that topic, I believe that as a society, we have developed a growing dependence on technology, which has perhaps brought about negative consequences to our physical and psychological health. And I believe that it is high time that we take a step back to evaluate the impacts of technology to our lives.
To add to his point, I think people are becoming too comfortable to harass others just because they have the benefit of anonymity. It's like people nowadays are getting more comfortable to let people, kill themselves or something like that.
I do agree that technology or social media and digital media has become integral part of our lives. But way before, even before social media and digital media existed, bullying and health and psychological issues also existed. So I don't think it's solely due to technology.
So, I think the effect of the social media is towards the harassment that is more towards the growing side nowadays due to these racial issues, and people are using it to throw any random comments on anyone's post. So I think that is something we have to figure it out, that how we can control this issue. So that is one of the main issue nowadays. So we want to talk more about on this harassment issue, I think.
Sir, I think that your point is right that it is quite a problem because I don't think it should be this way, but it has gotten to the point where a bit of social media interaction could actually greatly affect a person's emotions. Like, for example, a small bit of harassment or perhaps a bit more of attention could either affect them positively or negatively.
There are also cases that a person can be driven off from something they love so much because they were being harassed by the community of the same thing that one person loves.
On the other hand, I would like to also discuss that it's not all cyberbullying, In social media, you can also meet other people who you can be friends with or engage about your same thoughts and basically befriend anyone you see there. It's not all cyberbullying, but it's also something that you can share your inner thoughts and just be friends with someone.
In fact, I think you can also have group discussions with people who share the same issues and maybe recover from the mental health issue you have from bullying and harassment. Sir, to add to that, I believe that social media and digital media has also become a great tool for communication. It has eased the process of talking. We went from sending letters, which take about 2 days to about a week, I think, to instant messaging, video calls, and all that. Despite the distance and stuff, we can communicate with people from around the world.
Social media also helps people feel less lonely. Also, especially if their interests are a bit too niche.
In fact, people can find other people who shares the same interest with just one click, and maybe they can play games together or meet each other in real life and do their own hobbies and stuff.
Yeah, so I think there is one aspect of this one that with the increasing usage of the social media nowadays, we are not communicating face to face enough. So I think that is one of the issue we have to see how we can control this. And human interaction is very important for the growth and for the better communication with other human beings. So with these social media applications, now people, they just want to talk on social media, and they are more likely to talk on social media as compared to a real chat or face to face communication.
But sometimes some people arrange meetups in certain places so they can actually meet each other in person, especially if they've never really met each other in real life before.
Yeah, that is one of the aspects.
I think we can use social media not as a reliance but as a tool to set up like meetings with people, and also like for instance in a company you can set up like a company building exercise or team exercise on like
Yeah.
this hotel, that hotel, or even like rock climbing.
Sir, I think that was the point was about social media being like over, like being used to like take away time from face-to-face conversations. Right? I believe that it could be perhaps mitigated by communicating with that person. For example, in a family setting, like setting a time or perhaps a few hours to like communicate as a family instead of like talking on a group chat or something like that.
And also like during dinner time, because from nowadays, this generation, people brings their phone on the dinner table and they only look at that while eating instead of talking with the family members. What we can do is like have a rule that doesn't allow those digital devices during family dinner.
But what about addiction of these social media applications, that people are very much addicted to these apps nowadays? So when you try to ask them don't use social media, so they will resist on this. So how you can see that this is going to affect our mental health?
I think that could be solved, as I said earlier, with like communication, like explaining what you observe to be like a negative effect of devices. Because according to experience, I've actually been a bit of an addict to technology at some point. So yeah, I got through that by like listening to what my parents had to say, like the negative effect. I mean, they did say that there are positive, but also they've observed like negatives and stuff. So I think yeah, communicating that in a perhaps a gentle manner so that it's not overwhelming to the person itself. I think that's good.
I think it's also like the person's choice. Actually, from my experience, I've also been addicted to games before. But I think as long as people grow up, more older and older, they will learn to know the importance of communication with others.
Also, you can actually discipline yourself to use less social media. Like you can just lessen your usage of social media, but it's ex- it's like impossible to completely let it go.
Yeah.
But there are some cases that people can let a piece of social media go.
I think it's also important to have a balance between both. It doesn't have to be always technology. You can
Yes.
always take responsible of your own health. So while doing that, you can actually enjoy the benefits of technology without compromising your own well-being.
I think you can also like set a timer to your devices, which instantly locks it after like an hour or so.
I think nowadays we have some devices that has these features that you can put some timer on, and you can use these application for that specific time, and then it will automatically lock.
And like
You cannot use it.
and like if you have like homeworks or assignments, you can ask your parent to like unlock that time and like maybe guide the what do you call this, youth while at it.
So any aspect of learning from social media. So do you think we have any learning aspect from social media?
To an extent, yes, because some people actually share things about, for example, their culture from one country or even their traditions in one religion or something. Like they share some stuff about it on social media or even YouTube. Based on my experience, I've actually encountered some things like that. And especially when you're playing a game like Genshin Impact, when it has like a lot of references to real life cultures, and some people from that culture that they took inspiration from, they talk about it and make threads about it in like Twitter or something like that.
I think learning from the internet is also more convenient because instead of having to go through each and every single book, you can just search it up and then all the relevant information regards about it.
Sir, I think that another way of like learning through online method is through like social media, like asking a friend for help or like study sessions with like your group or like your friends, but like on a cloud meeting call or something similar. It could be used to like help each other. Like if someone's struggling, we could like share information or that sort of stuff, something like that.
Also, adding on to Reynald and Ronald a while ago, you can use the Google Scholar because it has the inbuilt function to filter out the false information.
Yeah, that is a very good feature actually. So reflecting on that misinformation thing, I think there are many groups nowadays. They are actually trying to spread misinformation on the internet. Like they are using hashtags on Twitter, and that hashtag will keep trending for 24 hours. And I think it is putting a bad impact on our society that some organization they can just use these social media websites and they can exploit some of their bad intentions. So I think there are some organizations who are doing this. So that is very important aspect of the social media as well.
Actually, sir, from experience, there are popular idols who have been removed from the group because of misinformation. For instance, this member of the group was accused of bullying, and people just believed that group instead of waiting for the correct information to pop up, and that could cause mental health issues to the member of the group.
And this is a really prevalent problem in sites like Twitter and Reddit where people just go with some sort of herd mentality where they just harass a person without knowing the full story of that one issue.
Well, I hate to say this, but I think we are running short of time. So I think that was an excellent session. Thank you so much for joining in and putting your views into this discussion. Over to you, sir.
Excellent, thank you very much. The time flew by. It was fantastic. It was really good. It was good. It was very, very good. So thank you very much for your time and your views. It's fantastic. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks a
sir.
lot.
Thank you, sir.